Hello again, this is Heero Uzuki with part 17 of my Grand Theft Auto Vice City Let's Play, the game in which we pulled off a successful bank heist and then got up to some shenanigans over at Phil's place to celebrate afterwards, which was great! Up until the point where Phil started mixing boomshine with explosives and then blew his arm off. Which, that's not great, but silver lining. He can say that he's no longer defrauding the government on his disability check.
I like it a lot.
After all,
he's
handicapped
radio.
now.
I can hear Maurice Chavez. I own a small one-bedroom.
It's not a lie.
A business selling
He really
flowers
is
to people stuck in
disabled.
traffic.
Sort
3
of.
or 4 radios, all turned
Anyway.
onto VCPR. A dog.
Let us see about
59
investing in more property
But
and
I don't
making
feel
more money.
safe. I'm worried about gangs.
Why? Because I don't have
Gangs
enough
are
of
a
that.
myth put out by the liberal elite to patronize and
You know something?
demean the working man.
I think we're gonna go ahead and
what kind
get
of
into the taxi
right-minded youth
business.
from a poorer background is going to spend his
Kaufman
time stealing
Cabs.
things and posing in silly clothes when he could be getting ahead with a minimum wage job and making his parent proud? The dream of America is to live in a duplex and share a yard. Why would anyone want to threaten that great future? Answer me that and I'll show you.
Here we are. 40,000. A little on the expensive side, but we gotta make that money somehow. Spend money to make money and all that. You all work for me now.
Guess you're the new owner. What
Yep.
are you, mob, cartel? You don't look Mexican. Anywho, I guess you better get on with the things are gonna change around here crap. Maybe threaten one of the drivers. Go steady on Ted over there. He's just had his hernia fixed.
Well, yeah, things are gonna change around here, lady.
Oh, crap, Sonny. Might as well leave this to me. I've been doing this for years.
Alright.
Now here's this. We are now under new management and things are gonna change around here again. Our
Again.
new management needs...
Which gang are you?
Well, I'm not part of any gang, actually.
What's your goddamn name, kid?
Versetti. Tommy Versetti.
Our new management, the Vassetti gang, is gonna make sure we get no trouble. Capiche? Out.
Did you like the capiche? I like the capiche.
Eh,
So this is how it's worked
okay.
in the
It's
past.
classic.
We run the firm as usual. If we get any trouble from rival firms, you beat the crap out of them. Then they beat the crap out of us. Then you beat the crap out of them, etc., etc. You got it?
Yeah, I guess.
Actually, we just beat the crap out
Just
of
grab
them
a
and then
taxi
they don't
from
come
the
back.
garage if you feel like jumping in.
Actually, we kind of have to do that, just not for the usual fare. You mean Versetti cabs?
Okay, we got a high-class fare needs picking up from Starfish Island. Any takers?
Tommy here, I'll take it. Everyone.
Probably shouldn't have left my car there. Yeah, it's gonna get taken, I just know it. A car like that tends to walk off on its own.
We'd award badges to good gangs and give bad gangs a silly hat to wear. It would give people something to feel a part of. Kill with kindness, not a garden tool.
Yes, but what about the guy getting beaten up on the street? Or the man having his motorcycle stolen? What about him?
Or her. Some of the best bikers are really women. Anyone can join our group. This is
change
about
the
poor
subject.
people getting together.
But your father owns half of Florida. How are you part of the working class?
Like I said, possessions are not important at all. I'll pick up a hitchhiker in my convertible any day. The other day, I picked up a young woman and we discussed a non-violent solution to war. We called...
My fare. Back off, asshole.
Excuse you?
More for the
Excuse
armed trade
you?
in the state than anyone else, myself included. And you shame him with the socialist, jiggery-pokery hootenanny. America needs hope, not songs that are supposed to send food to the poor. Songs will get you nowhere. This country needs something to aim for, like being rich and laughing at poor people, or being in government and laughing at the electorate.
Now, Mr. Shrub, let's not make this personal.
Come on, get in, quick.
Okay, please, don't hurt me.
And I think we're not really providing any serious
You'll
solution.
never take me
So
alive!
We've got secessions, rearing its ugly head for the first time in a century and a half. We've got ignore it, and we've got... Give
Bye.
anyone a flower. You're all a
Dumb
little
bastard.
unrealistic, yes?
Come on now.
I just
tell you there, my friend.
Maurice,
Not to say over-opinionated and moronic, Mr. Crashaw, how do we stop people running amok in the city with machine guns and heavy artillery?
you've got to give a man a chance. Prisons are overflowing with wasted potential. Make the guilty men innocent once more. Free them from themselves.
How? How on earth do you do that?
There you go.
Well, you could let them off.
Thank you for choosing
Great.
Versetti
That's
Cabs.
a sensible...
All right, back we go.
Books. We save that for education. But, as in most things, we in government are saving money so that you don't have to. When we spend less money on services, more goes to administration salaries and expenses, which helps
Car's
make
a little
lives a
beat up,
lot less
worse for
difficult
wear,
for
but, you know,
everybody.
hey.
It's about sharing.
We're fine.
Sharing your taxes out amongst the select few.
Until it's on
That's
fire.
why I worked so hard at school, so I could reap the rewards now.
I thought you worked hard at school because the other kids laughed at you and called you a square.
That's a damn lie. They called me wet fart.
They called me the Bat because my voice didn't break until I was 19.
So, Mr. Shrub, I take it you don't believe in regulation.
I believe in giving people a chance, not tying them down with lots of needless regulations. The fact is, business is run by moral people who won't do anything illegal or try to get rich quickly.
But since you got elected, Vice City has been characterized by a government who cut aid to the poor, offered tax breaks to the rich, and paid people to dump toxic waste near schools.
Yes, we've made a lot of progress.
Holy
And
shit,
up on-
my car's still here. I expected it to just, you know,
When they manufacture-
walk off.
Calling all cars
Friendly
and
rifle.
losing fares all over town. What's with you guys?
BC Cabs keep beating us to it. They just got too many cars. We can't compete.
Mr. Vassetti, if you're out there listening in, you want to put some VC Cabs out of action before we go bust.
Right.
Well, I'm
Gotta
afraid
find
that's
the little
apparently
cars that,
quite
you
a
know,
difficult
blow 'em
question,
up.
but my solution is easy. I'm gonna talk for a long time about a subject not in any way related, and pretty soon people will forget all about it. I'll remind people that I have a great haircut, and that under my stewardship, Vice City has had on average 15% better weather than before, while crime rates only go up if you don't turn the graph upside down. Turn it upside down, and they have under me, Alex Shrub. Vote Shrub for president, and you'll have a friendly face in the White House, a man you can trust, a local man who likes golf and laughing and photo opportunities at your store or place of business. Just send me a letter. I'll send you an automated photocopied response. We call it democracy, and that's where the money goes.
Now, just a
Yo,
minute.
Don't interrupt. Let me finish.
But you're not
This man won't let me speak. You, Shorty, shut up and let me speak. I'm taller than him, ladies and gentlemen, by at least 3 inches, which means I'm a lot more respectable looking. Everyone knows politicians lie and steal and cheat, but at least with me in charge, you know I...
No. Okay, we're done. No, Mr. Osford, there's nothing wrong here, I'm just temporarily borrowing someone else's vehicle for conveyance. There's nothing wrong. We're fine.
Professional, that's my job.
And Mr. Hickory, what about you?
All right, these problems are typical of what happens with an open border to the north. The state is filling up with trash. People who can't tell the difference between a swamp and a marsh. Guys who don't know the first thing about the legality of marrying within the family. That's why we need a river. People, I'm telling you,
Inbreeding
pick up
makes you
your
dumb,
spades,
though.
go into your garden, start digging as deep and as far as you can. Pretty soon the whole state will be flooded and ruined, and then they'll have to leave. We must build a moat to the north or they will come down and ruin this great state.
Cab
13, we
Mageddon.
got a Miss Cortez asked for you especially.
Okay, I got it. Car 13, out.
Which is a very long time.
Yes, it is. A very long time. Almost... Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to
Over.
Pressing Issues with me, Maurice Chavez. presiding over some of the least informed debate on the radio. In this episode of Pressing the Issue, we had Alex Shrub, Callum Crayshaw, and John Florida Hickory discussing Satan. I guess you've all got to make up your own minds. Should we be as wet as fish or a corrupt money-grabbing thief? Gentlemen, I feel we really got somewhere, and that everywhere know a lot more than they did before we began. And now,
please don't
over
mind
to
my
Jonathan
driving.
and Melissa to talk to you about
driving.
public radio in your area.
This is
You're
normal.
listening to VCPR, the radio station for disoriented and unrealistic college professors who wear fuzzy sweaters and find everything terribly interesting. I'm Michelle Montañez.
And I'm Jonathan Freeloader. Public
Sorry.
radio is very important.
Sorry.
You may have heard my recent hour-long
Apologies.
story about my hike in the park.
That was fascinating and very important for everyone, even the blind. Play a selection, Jonathan.
I think this is the part where I came to the big tree.
I almost felt like I was there. You won't get this kind of nauseating detail on commercial radio. VCPR is 100% commercial free. Absolutely nothing interrupts your enjoyment of our fine programming and ability to tackle the important things like Jonathan's walk in the park. But we need you. Think of yourself as a member of this station, except you aren't allowed in the doors. That's an important metaphor for life.
Where do I put in my
Yes, how
resignation? I don't want to
wonderful
be
would
part
it
of
be
this
to own an
station
hour of
anymore.
this radio station? We just got an enormous pledge from Farewell Ranch. That's great. Farewell Ranch is a great place to take your loved one. Just dial 866-9-BURY-ME. Remember, VCPR is commercial and interest-free. Donate your money now. Let's get back to pressing issues.
Thank you,
No
guys.
sign of Mercedes.
So, we're back on pressing issues. Just one of
course I
many
do.
fine
Trap.
shows you'll hear if you have the patience to listen to public radio. Although thanks to the many awards we have won, Pressing Issues has extended playtime and is the #1 rated show in the Vice City area. I'm your very entertaining host, Maris Chavez, a man climbing the broadcasting ladder at a rate of 6 knots. 6 years ago, I was a clown, and now I'm a success. Think about it. Imagine where I could be in 10 years. I could achieve anything. Anyway, morality. What is it? Why do we need it? Our ancestors, shortly after discovering fire, built tools to beat each other over the head and discover how to make meat to celebrate with afterwards. Then Columbus came over to shut down the Pilgrim discos. Why? All very confusing if you ask me. And you did. And I asked myself, that is a perfect subject for a region-wide discussion show, which is very lucky because I happen to host one. To discuss the subject of morality, we have firebrand preacher, Pastor Richards, the head of the Pastor Richards Salvation Statue Organization, a group which plans to raise enough money to build a statue of Pastor Richards himself. We also have John Brown, leader of Moms Against Popular Culture, or MAPC, or is it MAPS?
It's time for Kaufman Cabs, guardian angel to eat from Bender.
I'm sorry, come again?
And finally, we have Barry Stark, author of the book As Nature Intended. He's the editor of Vice City's Naturist News, and is working feverishly, it says here, to bring more nude recreation to Vice City. To protect the dignity of our other panelists, we place Mr. Barry Stark behind a divider.
I'm naked back here. It's my right as a person.
Yes. Let's start with the obvious, yes? Is it moral to be naked?
Yes. You can't stop me.
Still.
Well, I'm a mother, so I have to deal with this issue every day. My adorable kids have learned that it's wrong to be naked. When it's bath time, they know to put on a bathing costume. That's also the reason there are no mirrors in my house. Nudity leads to bad, naughty things.
Maurice, if I may interrupt, I haven't worn clothes since 1982. Clothes are seriously unnatural. Didn't you guys learn anything from the 60s? I had a revelation when I was in holiday in Germany. I'd always felt very constricted. Then it hit me like a slippery...
Okay. Taken care of. Taken care of. The asshole brigade is gone. We don't have to deal with them anymore.
Have you seen an issue of
But you didn't
National
think the
Geographic?
taxi business could be so rough. Anyway,
What's a
with that out of the
flamethrower?
way,
If you're naked, it could burn a
I think I'm
skull
gonna
in
go
quite a
ahead and
personal
call it
fashion.
here.
Quite frankly,
Seeing
have you
as
been to
how
the
we,
zoo? Animals are
got our
naked.
next
If everyone were
business,
naked, there'd be no
and
war.
it's not
Everyone's complaining
generating
about
more
crime
money
and the theft
for
of
this
cars
guy.
in the city. No
So,
one's ever stolen my car. No one's
thank
ever
you for watching the
pickpocketed
video.
me. They've
If
never
you
even
enjoyed
tried.
it, then consider hitting the like button, the subscribe button, leave me a comment, and hitting that bell to stay updated with more videos from me.
You can direct traffic.
With that,
donuts
this is
entirely
Heero
above.
Uzuki signing
Maurice,
off.
this kind of immoral behavior is exactly
Yeah,
why
the
I'm building the Pastor
taxi
Richard
business really
Salvation
is
statue.
rough.
Noah
They just
had an
don't want
ark,
you to know about
Texans
it.
had the Alamo, and I am
Be
building a
mindful of
highly
drive-bys.
fortified structure in my